Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Abby if you're new here, and today I'm going to be doing some repotting because my plants are so desperate to get out of water and into soil. So as you may or may not know, I tend not to like to repot during the winter months because you don't want to send your plant into shock. If your plant is not growing or it's just kind of like going dormant for winter, we tend not to want to repot then. But my plants have been doing all right actually. They've been doing really well, and I think that's because I've got a new grow light, and also I don't know, my plants are doing good this winter, which is really surprising. So I don't feel too bad about doing this, but the plants that I'm repotting today are in dire need of a repot. So what I'm doing is I've got a few plants that are literally just in water, so they're fully hydro, and they're getting to a point where they do need a repot. And also my philodendron varicosum here, this lives in water as well. You'll see it's kind of hidden away in here. It literally just lives in water. I couldn't suss it out. It wasn't happy with where it was in the soil, and I was really struggling with it. So when I have a plant that I don't know how to, or I don't know what's wrong with it and I need to give it some rehab, I tend to put them in water, and then I'll just leave it for a while, see how they do, and then kind of introduce them back into soil. So I did ask you guys on Instagram for some questions that you wanted to ask me, and I will be answering them on this video as well. I've probably got about 10 questions to go through, so not too many, and we will just get started. So before we actually fully start, one of the questions was why I don't show my guinea pigs in my videos, and there's no particular reason, but I've set up today so you can see them. This is Nobu in the corner. He's our baby. He is very naughty. Well, he's very adventurous. He's very excited all the time. He's not so naughty. I think he's just innocent. And then you might see Kwama at the back. He's our older pig, and he's not even that old. He's a year. He's just had his first birthday. But we've had guinea pigs for 4 years, and before that we had house bunnies for years and years. So we've always loved our little animals. So yeah, there's that. So I have this amazing, like, you're probably wondering why I'm going to be repotting on like a velvet footstool. I am not. I have this. So this is this incredible mat that I got from Hot Pink Hangers, and Liz from there, she kindly gave this to me as a present, and I'm literally so happy with it because if you have a look at it, this is waterproof because obviously it has to be when you're repotting, and it's got these little clips here, so you can just pop the corners and it will collect your soil. So I usually do my repotting on the floor, but because I've got so much today, my knees and my feet, and I just tend to get a bit uncomfortable. So I'm going to be doing it on here, and this is a trial and error for me, but can you see how it kind of just like, it kind of scopes round, and it kind of like, it just allows the soil to stay in the middle, which I think is really cool. But actually, I'm going to have these ones down because, yeah, I need to lean here, so this would be nice. But yeah, I really like this. I'm so happy with it. And I've been using like a bin liner for years, just as long as I've done it. Sometimes I don't even use a bin liner. Sometimes I just use the wooden floor because I just think I can just sweep it up. But yeah, it's a bit annoying, you know, when you come to the end of it and you're just like, you've used this bin liner and you're just throwing it out, and you just think, this you can like repurpose, you can reuse. So I really like it. So thank you to Liz at Hot Pink Hangers. Thank you so much. And I'll put the link in the description down to her website as well. So if you want to check her out, do go there. She's a small independent business. She's very local to me as well, which I really like to support. And yeah, just go check her stuff out because she does macrame, she does this kind of thing, and she does like a full range of stuff. But she also ships worldwide, which is amazing. I always think that's fun, you know, when you have like a YouTube channel and you've got people from America and England and all over the world. But yeah, she ships worldwide. So I've got some pots. I have a lot of plants to repot today. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plants. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna say 4 out of the 6 are at water. One of them is this new variegated peace lily. The reason I'm repotting this is because I know with peace lily, you see how like root bound it is. I know with peace lily, they tend to show signs of being unhappy quite quickly if they're particularly root bound. So I'm going to repot this. I wouldn't normally do a new plant, but I've had this for a little while now, and I've literally just had it just like this for as long as I've had it in my flat. So I'm going to redo this. I've got another new plant here, which is beautiful. I love this Maranta. I dropped this. This is the first plant I've ever dropped in my life. I was completely distraught because the soil went everywhere, but it's basically, there's no soil left in it. It needs a repot. So I'm going to be doing that as well. So I'm just going to get started with the smallest plant, I think. We'll start with this Maranta. So this is variegated Maranta. It's not very variegated at all, as you can see, but the new leaves are coming through like a neon color. And it was actually someone on my YouTube video comments who said the reason they're coming through neon is because they've got no nutrients. And I'm a bit embarrassed to show you this, but can you see how many roots it's got? It's literally got so many roots in there. So the reason for this one was it was an eBay purchase. It arrived, it died. It was definitely, I bought more than one leaf. I think it was like a 4-leaf cutting, and it died. So all these new tiny little leaves are new growth to me. But yeah, like I say, I naturally go to taking my plant from soil to water when I'm rehabbing it. I just let it get itself together again, kind of just like allow it to re-establish itself, push out new growth if it needs to and whatnot, and then put it back. I've always had success doing this. I don't recommend like you go and do this to your really expensive plants, although it's been fine for my varicosum, which aren't so cheap. But yeah, I've done this like the entire time I've had plants. So yeah, I'm just going to put it back into soil now. So I'll find a pot that's adequate for it. I've got, I don't know if anyone else does this, I tend to collect like the nursery pots, because all my cover pots, unless I've got my husband to drill, all my cover pots don't have drainage. Obviously this one's far too big for that anyway. So yeah, there's loads of roots there, can you see? Loads. And you can see, I mean, it's a really, really quick grower. So yeah, I wonder whether that's definitely not going to be big enough. This is the only problem when you come to repotting. Is this big enough? Yes, that's definitely big enough. So I'm going to use this one, and then I'll just have to find a cover pot that will fit it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to firstly fill this pot up with soil. Okay, so the mix that I use is called a BioBiz Light Mix. I do speak about this quite often because I do get asked, but can you see there's not loads of perlite in there. It's almost like there's just the right amount for quite a lot of plants. But if you've got a plant that that needs more of an airy mix, I just add more perlite in there. I might do that for the varicosum actually, because I don't think that is airy enough. So what I do is I fill the bottom to about a third maybe here, because you don't want the roots coming out or finding the way out of the bottom too easily. And then I just put my plant in there, and I will literally just fill it. I love how quick and easy this can sometimes be. And I'm actually just looking at my varicosum, and like it's unfurling a new leaf, which is so exciting. It makes me think I really don't want to put it into soil just yet, but I just, if you leave the plants in soil for water for too long, they become really, really fussy when you put them back into soil. So I found. I think just need a little bit more. I've got a scooper somewhere here. And I'm actually running out of this, so I probably need to buy some more potting mix. So yeah, I tend to keep these plants I'm taking from hydro, so full water. I tend to keep them on the moist side. I said that in a recent YouTube video. So it was a mistake I always made. I'd put my plants from water into soil and then treat them like soil. So I would just basically water as and when I would my others, whereas because it's become so dependent on water, it's nice to just keep it a little bit more on the moist side. So yeah, that's dripping through now, but I'll just leave that there to do its thing. I actually might leave it in there. It's really cute. It's very small, but I don't know, maybe I'll find another one. This is another really fussy Scindapsus that I'm having problems with. I cut every single one of these roots off because I had major root rot, and all of these roots, that's actually a bit rotted, that bit. I'll cut that. I might just rip it. All of these roots were rotted, so I just cut them all off, and these are all brand new roots. Everyone's probably screaming at me as I'm doing this, but it'll be fine. Yeah, so you see how bright green they are, how amazing they are. Look at that. That's literally like bright green roots, and white. I love the white roots. So yeah, it looks a lot happier. The top, if you can see here and here, I had that too close to the grow light, so that's my own fault. I feel like this plant is honestly doing its best to stay alive in my care. I don't know. I think I bought this one, I think I bought it off Facebook Marketplace, and it wasn't very well loved, so I bought it on as a rehab plant, and then, you know, I've not added to the ease of it. So cool, that's that. And then I'm literally just going to pour in. And do it like this. I'm a bit nervous about this one out of all of them because it does cause me the most problems, I'm not going to lie. Luckily it's not an expensive plant, or it wasn't to me. I was meant to be answering some questions. I'll grab my phone. So I sent these to my my work phone so I could answer them because I can't remember them all. Here we go. So the first one I have is, where do you recommend online cheap shops to buy pots and terracotta, etc.? It's a difficult one. So where I buy my terracotta from is a place called, well, I'm sure this guy's in the UK actually, if he's asking me, because I know I won't know the American shops. So I buy my terracotta from B&Q. I buy them, I reserve them online, and I go into store to collect them, which isn't convenient for me, if I'm honest. I don't live near a B&Q, I live in the city centre. So that's not convenient, but I tend to buy in bulk. Like, I have a lot of terracotta pots. So yeah, saying that, I haven't actually got any with me now. But yeah, I buy all my terracotta from there, and I buy the normal terracotta, but I also buy the like the lilac-y grey ones as well. I think they're so pretty. I don't have one near me. They're really nice. I buy them from B&Q, and they're super cheap. So yeah, B&Q. Okay, so I think we're done. And I always have this really bad habit of putting the roots or the plant to one side in the pot, and then just, you know, it's kind of like off to the right, but it's okay. That looks all right. So the next question is, is it okay to repot in winter? I've been waiting for spring, but I'm not sure if I need to wait that long. Well, no, it's not a problem to repot in winter. I have always said I wouldn't recommend it, so my phone's gonna fall. I wouldn't recommend it for the plants that seem to be doing fine. If your plant is showing signs of stress, or it's showing signs of being really root bound, or it's got like, the reason a lot of these plants are in water is because they had thrips. So I was like recovering them from that. So I treated them, took them out of the soil because I knew that it would be the easiest and best way anyway. Took them out of the soil, kind of treated them, sprayed them down, and then put them in water to recover. So I know I need to repot these, but it all depends on your plant really. If your plant, so like this one, if I hadn't have dropped this, I wouldn't have repotted this. I would have left this in its nursery pot until it showed signs that it needed it. But I dropped it and now it's got no soil. So I don't know actually, thinking about it, the soil this is in is one of those like, it's like a kind of composty soil. It's a really, I don't know if you're ever going to see that. It's not my favourite. So what I was going to do is I was going to take that out, mix that in with the BioViz and then just kind of redo it. Bit more and then that one is done. That was a nice and easy one, wasn't it? Didn't need too much work. There we go, that's all I'm going to do to that one, and it lives in its nursery pot and it goes into my like IKEA plant shelf, so it'll be fine up there. Okay, so the next question is, do you have a monthly plant budget? I really should set myself one. I don't. I'm an avid saver, but I actually don't budget. So, well, I suppose I do. I basically, at the beginning of every month, I will take a certain amount of money and put it into my ISA. I tend not to budget or set myself an allowance just because I don't feel like I buy, this is gonna sound really weird. I don't feel like I buy that much. I don't buy clothes, I don't buy, what else do girls buy? I don't know, I don't buy anything. I literally just buy plants. And to justify it, I sell like cuttings. So like I was in the summer anyway, not anymore. I'll sell cuttings or swap cuttings. So I'll swap something with someone else that's local or post it if they're in the UK, or I'll sell something on eBay. And the money I make from that, I put to the side, and it's like a plant thing. So I've got a little jar here that's got like money in it from when I've sold cuttings or I've sold anything, like anything on Facebook Marketplace. I'm always like selling old jigsaw puzzles or whatever, and I just put that away in there. So if I ever wanted a plant, I would just go to that bit. So it doesn't make me feel so bad about spending money. These roots are dry as hell. So yeah, it doesn't make me feel bad about spending money. So that's how I do it. Okay, so this is my Mycons. Isn't it beautiful? This had thrips and I literally lost the whole plant. I'm not giving up on it, but yeah, it's not ideal. But yeah, I hope that answered that question. That was really, really like all over the place. I don't set myself a budget, but because I sell plants sometimes, or the plants I have duplicates of, or the plants that I got over, the money I make from that I kind of put to the side, and then I buy new plants with it. So hopefully that answered the question. And then I will literally just, I thought the roots looked a bit dodgy, but they actually, I think it's because when you've got a plant that lives in water for so long, it starts like producing water roots. So there'll be like white roots coming off like the main like root body, and it always looks a bit, sometimes it can look a bit funny. Yeah, can you see? I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. You see that little new point? It's very cute. And all these are new leaves as well. So this is thrip free, and that was already damaged, and these are thrip free as well. So yeah, there's that one. I'm just going to put him running out of space here. Okay, so we're now going to go on to my pedantum. This one was the one that got loads of thrips on it. That's a new leaf, and also, I don't want to break it, but. So my next question is, when you spray your Provonto, do you leave this, the mixture on? Yes, I recently uploaded a Provonto review and commonly asked questions, because when I was new to Provonto, I was asking particular people that suggested it to me a ton of questions, because there's nothing really out there that explains the physical step by step. So I did that video to help those people that were like me, because I know there's a hell of a lot of people that are suffering with thrips and like spider mites and stuff at the moment. So I'll link that video up or down below somewhere, so you can be directed to it. And I think I've already sent it to this particular person anyway, because I don't want them to have to wait for this video to come out for this answer. But for anyone else that is interested, I do leave the mixture on. I just leave it on. I actually thought originally, being naive, that you had to wash it off. I didn't do that, obviously, but that's what I thought. And then I asked someone and she said no. So yeah, you do leave it on, and when you come to retreat, you also just leave it on. If you've noticed the thrips have gone, and what I'm seeing now, like my plants are like fine. My variegated monstera, it's got like patches, you know, where it's almost like if you were to like mix soap and like oil, you get that like residue after. It does have that kind of residue, kind of like substance on the top of it. So you can always, now it's like thrip free, you can always go and clean them off. But at the time of treatment, you just leave it on. I might give it some support of something. But yeah, that's that one done. The next question was, how did you meet your husband? I met my husband, I was a student at the time. He's a bit younger than me, so he wasn't a student by this time. But I was a student at the time, and I worked in a nightclub. Don't ask me why. It worked around my lectures. Yeah, anyway, so I worked in a nightclub, and we met there. He was working as well. It's a bit of it's not really that romantic, but yeah, we have been together for 10 years this year, which is really exciting. And yeah, it feels like I feel like I've been with him forever in a good way, and I also feel like I've not been with him for long at all. But yeah, I'm very, very, very lucky to have him. Oh, yes. I love root bound plants because it means they're gonna get so big. Okay, this is cool. Nice. I'm not gonna, if a plant was like super root bound, I would kind of just like loosen the roots up a bit, you see? But sometimes you don't want to risk kind of breaking anything. I'm leaving the dreaded one to last, the varicosum. I'm kind of hesitant to put it in soil because it seems to be doing well in water, and it just didn't like the soil. But then I am an example of how this is okay as well, because I had a Repotting tetrasperma that I got from Plant Lovers that just didn't like the soil it was in. It really didn't like it. And I was really struggling with it. I put it in a different soil, then it wasn't happy and it was really declining, and then I put it in water and it was loving life, and then I put it back into soil hesitantly and it loved it. So it literally loved it so much it's doubled in size. So I'm just going to hope the varicosum is like that. Can you hear my pig drinking his water? Okay, that's probably as loose as I feel it needs it. They're really nice roots. Well done, Cowles, for selecting this. Okay, so the next question is, how many plants do you have in your collection now? I don't know. I counted. Is that going to be too tight? No, I don't think it's too tight. I think I've just put too much here. We're gonna go with it. It'll be fine. Yeah, so I counted when I did my houseplant tour. I had about, I think it was like 60. I used to have over 100. I really don't know if this is too small. I literally don't have a bigger pot. So that's annoying. Yeah, so I reckon I have about 60. I don't think I have too many. I don't think I've got as many as some. But I did go through a stage of getting rid of all my duplicates, apart from a couple, which obviously saw my plants come down. And then, I don't know. this can't work. I'm gonna have to get something else. 2 seconds. Okay, so the only other pot I could find was this massive pot that I was given with a dying jade plant, I think it was. I think it might be too shallow for it though. It does have drainage though. Yeah, let's just try it in here. If not, I don't know whether I need to just put it back in the nursery pot or just leave it like that and then deal with it maybe in a couple of days when I can pick up another pot. It's annoying because you know when I have loads of big pots all at once and then I don't have them when I need them. Let's see if this will work. I have to be out of the camera shot, but I'm sure you guys are all right with that. Why am I so out of breath? Oh my god, okay, it fits. It's just so big. I actually just might just risk it and just think, screw it. It's not my favourite pot either. It should be, it's lovely, but kind of into my terracotta and it's really heavy. Yeah, we'll just go with it. Yeah, so as I was saying, the amount of plants I have is probably about 60. So I hope that answers that question. Then I only have 2 more questions left, you'll be glad to know. Well, 2 more that I can answer on here. One of them was, what is my favourite local houseplant shop? I have discovered a new one recently and I really love it. It's called Poppy's Potting Shed. And I really like the way it's not your normal shop in the sense that they don't have a website just yet. But they do have, so what she does is she kind of does like plant tours on Instagram on stories, which we all love. And yeah, so she does that on stories and anyone local will kind of just like take a screenshot or tell her what they want to buy from her, and then she or her dad will deliver. And I bought from them, I won a giveaway from them, which was really exciting. So I got 2 plants out of my my voucher. One of them was that Maranta actually, and the other one I'll show you in another video. And then I bought some amazing, like cute terracotta pots from them, and I love them, which again I'll show you in another video. So yeah, I really like them. I also like local, there's a Plant Point, which is in the Corn Exchange, which is where I live. Okay, so there's that. Can you see how pretty it is? It's very lovely. I'm gonna put that down there. Oh god, it's so heavy. I wish I could show you Kuma. He looks like a little pancake. Can you see him like down here? He's honestly the cutest little thing. Okay, so final plant, guys. Keep with me. I really like what it's in. So what I'm going to do is a cover pot and then just do what I've done with this, essentially. So we'll keep that. God, I've made a right mess of that. We'll keep that there. Okay. So, I may as well put that back in there. This is my this is my philodendron varicosum. It's very beautiful. It really is. I have a new growth point. It's best off showing you from behind actually. Can you see it here? It's a new growth point, which I didn't notice before. I've got another 2 as well. I've got one here and then one here, but they aren't showing signs of new growth just yet. So yeah, I like it. I'm really scared about putting it in soil though. I really like it in water. There's some sort of rotted part. Okay. So, yeah. We'll just see how this goes. I'm nearly done, guys, I'm nearly done. I feel like I should be saying that to my husband because he's in the other room folding clothes and cleaning the bathroom whilst I'm doing this to give you the space. I love it. I can't complain, he actually does a hell, I think he does more cleaning than I do. I tidy more, I tidy things way more. He deep cleans all the time. And I love it because it just saves me a job and I hate it. Also, he says I'm not very good at it, so. Can you see how big of a bag this is? This is what I order. And I think I might buy it twice a year. I think it's about that. I obviously do a hell of a lot of repotting. But it's sad when it runs out. And it is, yeah, it's a 50 litre BioBiz from Dutch Origins light mix. I like it. I've been using it for years. But like I say, I do add perlite sometimes. You see, because it's not super light. It's okay. Yeah. So if my plants, if they're too, if the pots are too big and they kind of just like fall down and potentially ruin the leaves, I just get some like cardboard or something and put it at the bottom. Just elevate it a bit, just squash it down, otherwise it'd be, yeah, it gives it some elevation and it stops it just disappearing in the pot. There you go, that's better. Lovely. And I love this plant. Can you see how pretty it is? It did have thrips when it arrived with me, so we had to battle that together, but it seems okay now, and it's obviously pushed out. This is the third or fourth leaf I'm getting from it, which is good. But yeah, that's me done. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, depending on how you felt. I hope I answered some of your questions okay. I think there was one more, and I'm gonna actually just check it because I feel really bad if I don't answer it. How do you keep your enjoy happy? Mine hates me. My enjoys, I'm not gonna say they're happy. They seem okay. Some of them are browning, some of the leaves are browning, and I think that was from a time of overwatering. So as we know, underwatering is better than overwatering. I have 3 enjoy, but 2 are in the same pot, so I made it bigger, so I technically have 2. So yeah, I think one of them has grown really quickly, and that was the one that I actually left right next to my window in the bedroom during the summer season, so it got lots and lots of light, and the other one didn't get so much light. So the one that had more light was doing a hell of a lot better. But with that said, one of them, slower grower, for some reason I've pushed it to an area where it doesn't have a lot of light, is now living on my IKEA plant shelf ladder. And then where my grow light is, my double enjoy is at the bottom, and yeah, it's pushing out new growth still. So I think the trick with it is to not overwater it, treat it like a very, try not to be too finicky with it, you know, like try not to give it too much love, like just water it when it kind of gets dry. Honestly, I water it when I remember, and then give it lots of light, not direct light, but mine seems to be okay with my grow light. It's been under there for weeks and weeks now, so you would have thought that I would have seen something. But yeah, I hope that answers that question. But if you have any more questions for me regards to the way I potted things up today, the hydro kind of like method that I use to rehab plants, any questions, write them down below and I'll answer them as best possible. But that'll be it from me today until the next video. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not already. It would mean such a great deal to me, and I will see you in the next one.